Hey MVPs, Rico Knows here. Going to talk to you guys about Dana White Contender Series. It is Season 9, Week 1. This video will be free. Thank you for watching. Shout out to all the MVPs out there. Just a reminder, these fights will be at 7 p.m. Eastern. I will be on the Discord stage, live streaming. I will be giving you live betting advice, doing live analysis on these fighters. Come join us and watch with us. Listen, if you are an MVP and you aren't connected to the Discord server, I don't know what you're paying for. You're paying for half of it. You're getting like picks and videos. That's not what you should be paying for. You should be trying to interact with 2,000 other gamblers. So get on the Discord server, watch the pinned video on Patreon, and it'll explain how to do connected apps. A lot of you guys can't figure out how to connect from Patreon to the Discord server. It's one click. It's literally 10 seconds. And you guys show up to the Discord server, you're not verified, you're not validated, and you just go test, and then I tell you go back to Patreon and watch the posted video or the pinned video, and then you just disappear and we never see you again. It's outrageous. We got 2,000 people have figured it out, and then another handful every single day, they can't figure it out. I don't know what to tell you. You're getting half of the product, and it's a damn shame because you should be able to interact with me every single day and interact with all the other MVPs at your own whim, your own agenda, right? Your own prerogative. We are posting futures bets for football. We're getting ready for the season, and we're getting everything right in the preseason like we do every year, and you're not a part of it because you didn't sit down and take the time to connect your Patreon or your YouTube account to the Discord server. It's that easy, bro. And if you don't connect them, you can't watch the live streams and make all your money with us. It's silly. It's fucking silly. Nonetheless, if you're watching this video, watch it at 1.5 playback speed because we might be a little long-winded. We might make some sausage while we're in the video, that kind of deal. And now let's talk about Dana White Contender Series. What is it? It's essentially an audition, right? It is 10 fighters who are auditioning to make it into the UFC. So it's their job interview. They go out here and they scrap for the world to see, and the winner has the potential to get a contract going into the UFC. So if you're paying attention to that, this is the lowest level of fighting under the brand UFC. This is the lowest level. This is lower than early prelim fights. So if you've been studying the trends and watching all our picks over the last 2 years, 3 years, then you know that early prelim fights can be very volatile. Well, this is way more volatile than that. I want you to know this. Last year, we saw a minus 1,000 fully fit housewife from Canada get knocked the flip out in 10 seconds. And she was a minus 1,000 favorite. Good night. Okay, we also saw another minus 1,000 favorite Asian fighter get knocked out with a head kick. The point I'm trying to make is if you are parlaying on this card, you're going to lose your ass. There should be no parlays, no lottery tickets. You have no legs, none of that. This is all straights all the way across, and be content with a 20 to 30% ROI. Be content with making a large pizza tonight. I think that you should go very light on this. If you have a genuine bankroll, you shouldn't be touching any you shouldn't be in, oh man, I got 7 units on this fight card. That is absurd. That is silly. These are just good fights to learn. This is an information gathering thing. This is a research paper, if you will, and you're going to learn about these fighters before they get to a UFC fight card, fight night in the Apex, whatever it is. And this is all like studying almost for the test, but you should not be in here going heavy. Got it? All right, now let's go talk about these fighters. So, first thing I'll say is the fighters, there is a very limited amount of film on these fighters. We can go search YouTube. We can go search their old fights. We can do whatever we want. There's very limited film on all of these guys. That's just the nature of regional fighters. It's pretty tough. And then when you get on the film, you're going to see can crushers. You're going to see them just beating opposition with ease. So it's really hard to assess and analyze somebody's skill set for the most part and maybe how they would do in a fight where metal sharpens metal. Somebody of equivalent skill, ability, determination. It's really difficult to foresee that when they're not in the cage together. Got it? But we'll do our best. So in this particular fight, we have Chris Uward here. Chris Uward is undefeated, 7-0. He's a Chile fighter. He's from Chile, a Chilean fighter. He's a minus 230 favorite. Right now, if you go to the sports books, it's currently locked. Let me check on UFC here. Contender Series. Oh, no. Yeah, it's still locked right now. I don't know why, but if you can find on other sports books, that's on you. I just use this as a point of reference while I'm talking, so it's up right now. I apologize. Nonetheless, he's fighting a guy named Yuri Panvarov. And we've seen Yuri Panvarov on the Contender Series before. Here he is when he lost to Torres Finney. Torres Finney, the crotch sniffer, the guy who can't scrap it all. Really buff black guy who just goes out there and wants to smell what your nuts are doing, right? So Yuri Panvarov, known as the Russian polar bear. So in my assessment of this fight, and what do I see when I see this fight? Uwert's nickname is the Tank, El Tank. And for me, Uward is your prototypical unskilled fighter who's just got a lot of durability. Think of Jose Medina, but a little better than Jose Medina. And Jose Medina's a fighter that was on a Contender Series, got his ass beat so bad that Dana White felt sorry for him and gave him a contract. And he's been in the UFC a few times just getting knocked out and has no fighting ability whatsoever. That's Uward, kind of, sort of, but not really. Like, Uward can actually scrap, and he's here to throw, and he's here to bang, and you know he's one of those tough guys. Now, being from Chile, they fight at elevation most of the time, so they have an innate cardio built within them, typically, kind of like Peruvian fighters, because of the mountains and all this stuff. But I'm going to tell you that we're going to have to hope that Uward gets there. Like, he gets to the second and third rounds where he can start drowning Panvarov. Panvarov has the worst cardio I've seen around. Like, Panvarov doesn't impress me with his cardio at all. And unless he's going to use his experience of having been in the Contender Series as a weapon, I don't know how he wins this fight. Because I really don't. I'm going to tell you that before he got on the Contender Series, he had never been to the second round. And after 5 minutes with Torres Finney, who's a very strong man and very heavy, this guy couldn't fight anymore. Now, I don't see Chris Uward doing that to him. Chris Uward's not going to pressure him like Torres Finney. So I don't know if you wear him out like that. You might have a chance. But some of the things that bother me about Yuri Panvarov is, since his loss on the Contender Series, he's had 2 fights. 2 fights. One of them went to the second round, so he's showing you that he can last a little longer. And some people might be like, well, he carried his knockout power into the second and the third round of his last 2 fights. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's not the right assessment to make. First and foremost, let's see when he fought Rocky Edwards. Rocky Edwards is an 0-8 fighter. And if it took you 10 minutes to beat the shit out of Rocky Edwards, you don't belong in the UFC. This is a guy who's been knocked out 4 times, and he's 42 years old. I'm 42 right now. This is absurd if you're trying to be a UFC-level fighter. I've watched this guy, Edwards, get knocked out in the first round. So to tell me that it takes you essentially 3 rounds to knock him out, 4:59 on the second round, 1 second left in the second round, they stop it. This is not a good win. The other fight he had was against this dude Bestov over here, and Bestov has a winning record, which is fine, but Bestov is also 37, and Bestov's been knocked out 5 times. So it's absurd. I've watched it. Phil Hawes knocked him out in the first round back in 2020. This guy, Bestov's only fought 3 times since 2020. In 5 years, he's fought 3 times. So this is not a good fighter either. I don't like fighters who come to the Contender Series, lose, and then don't fight again, and they're no longer active. And then the only times you were active was against 2 older guys that are prone to getting knocked out, and you knocked them out eventually. This is not a good look for Yuri. He doesn't look like a prospect or somebody that I'm believing in. And you got this Uward dude over here, 31, and he's banging, and he's bringing it. So I'm going to rock with this, but please understand, his skill set is minimal. I'm with him. I'm in his corner. I'm pulling for him, but his skill set is minimal. But he's tough as nails, and I think that eventually your boy Yuri's going to fade, second and third round, and Uward can do it. Now, Uward can knock him out in the first round for all I care. But I wouldn't try to get too surgical with this assessment. I would just keep it simple. I like Uward straight. That's it. Straights across is what I'm saying. Straight. Not trying to do method, not trying to do anything else, predicting rounds, all that. No. Just straight across. Chris Uward, give him to me. I hope he wins the fight. Shout out to him. Don't know if he'll even get a contract in the UFC. And the reason why I got beef with Chris Uward, and I want to make this very clear, is Chris Uward was supposed to fight a couple weeks ago against Jackson McVey. You guys remember Jackson McVey? He ended up having to fight Bruno Ferreira, and he got absolutely embarrassed and walked through. This was an undefeated 6-0 fighter, and Bruno Ferreira has no business on the early prelims. It was the lock of all locks that night. Bruno just went out there and smashed him. Well, Jackson McVey was going to fight Chris Uward, this guy Uward here, but Uward showed up 10 pounds overweight for the weigh-in. So you get your ass kicked off the main card and put on the prelim, and here we are. So a lot of people don't like his lack of professionalism. Maybe he wasn't showing up ready to fight and all this stuff, but I just got to imagine if you were going to be on a UFC fight card, right? If you were already going to be on a fight card and skip the Contender Series, you're probably a little bit cut above a guy who I've seen multiple times just go out there and get extremely exhausted and have nothing left. And there ain't nothing like putting money on a dude who can't wipe his own ass in the second round. Like, that's just crazy. And you guys have seen that before. So I'll take Uward. I hope he got his shit together over the last couple of weeks. And I just trust that he's just tough, man. He's a Hispanic dude. I guess Hispanic Latin dude from Chile. And he should show up and bang and be ready to bang. So we'll take it. Shout out to him. Low level fight, by the way. So be prepared to be disappointed either way. Next fight. George Mangos, he's 21 years old. Okay, undefeated, slight favorite over a dude named Radley De Silva. Now, Radley De Silva is actually from Europe. I think he's like a Greek fighter, which is fine. But I want you to think of Conference USA in college football. Conference USA is the lowest level of FBS football. It's a group of 5 conference, but it's not very good. Like, there's just a lot of terrible teams in Conference USA, if you will. And then you look at Mangos over here. He's coming out of Australia. And all the regional fighters from Australia that have made it onto the Dana White Contender Series, they've represented well. And they're out there banging and doing their thing. I think metal sharpens metal. There's just a really good pedigree of fighters coming out of Australia. And when you look at a kid like Mangos being 21 years old, they want him in the UFC. They want a young grappler. I want you to think Rosas Jr., right? Raul Rosas. That kind of pressure, that kind of ability in grappling. Maybe Mangos can't scrap. Maybe Mangos can't throw them strikes and do all the right stuff. He did have a win by knockout last fight. It was a head kick. But most of what he's doing is grappling, and he's elite. He will take your back, choke you the hell out. And why that's significant is De Silva's first loss, or his first fight, I think it was a loss. It was a rear naked choke. Now, when you go watch De Silva fight, he's going to look dynamic. Spinning back kicks, spinning elbows, doing all this fancy shit. As long as you don't get caught by a fancy strike, you should be okay. What I would say is if De Silva was that good, he's 30 years old. He should have already been here by now. He should have been on the radar by now at 30. The way he strikes, it should be impressive, just putting everybody out. And yes, he's beaten a lot of cans on the regional scene, but it's Canada. How many good fighters come out of Canada? I can't believe in any product coming out of Canada. I refuse to back it. I'm cool. Give me Mangos coming out here. He's either winning by points or submission. Points or submission, you double chance it. Go get it, or you can just go money line. The payment's really good at money line, and don't try to get too fancy. It's a minus 132. I would go Mangos like this, put 40, and I would walk away with my large pizza. No problem. It's a large pizza night, and I'm taking it. I like Mangos. The kid's nice. Go do your thing. Shout out to him. Next fight. I can't say this shit. Sanger Suskiadov, blah, 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 versus Mirza Talia. Now, we'll start with Mirza Talia, 7-1. His one loss, we already saw. It was on the Contender Series. He lost to Belladio. And Belladio don't have a whole lot of fight to him. Belladio's really rigid, dexterity of a rhino type shit. But Belladio outdogged him, essentially, and that's why he lost. This dude right here is tough. He's scary to deal with. He's fine. But yet another fighter who lost on Contender Series and only fought once in the last 2 years. And he fought this dude, Klimov. So you go out and fight a dude who's never fought, and he's only 5'9". I don't know what this is, right? You're just not doing what we need you to do when we want you to go find the best types of fighters. So you're back, and yes, you can fight okay, but you're fighting a kid who's 24 years old. Skuskiov, and he's from Killcliff, and he's real. I watch him fight. I like the way he controls space. I like the way he scraps. I think there's a good pedigree there. And I trust that Talha, I've already seen him before. Like, I already seen his ceiling. His ceiling is not UFC caliber to me. I don't think he's UFC caliber. Now, he can come out here and finally get it done and reverse all this stuff and all that. But I would bank on the undefeated Russian who hasn't really fought a whole lot of tough competition, but he's bigger, longer reach, younger. I think he's hungrier. Dude's more active. Like, I'm rocking with it. And it's a minus 400. I don't like the odds on this, minus 390, but he should win the fight. I hate stuff like that on Contender Series. I do. I don't know if you should sprinkle the underdog or just fade it completely and stay away from it. But this is a fight that I wouldn't believe in at all. But I'm taking Suskirov, and I want to learn about him as an undefeated fighter. I would never bet on him in a million years. Not at this price tag. I just wouldn't. It's not necessary. Next fight. You just got to have a feeling you know who's going to win the fight. It's like, I use this analogy all the time. Two kids are meeting up after school, middle school. Two kids are meeting up to scrap, and you got to figure out which one's going to win the fight. And just by looking at them, you got to know, oh my God, that guy's going to win the fight. I feel that way about Ty Miller. Ty Miller fighting Jimmy Drago. Ty Miller's a minus 220 favorite. These two guys, even though he looks like super muscular and everything, these two guys in the face-off after the weigh-in, they're not the same size, bro. This shit is crazy. And it says 5'10 here, 6'2". This guy's not lying about his height. This motherfucker over here is on a dating app, and he's lying to all the girls about he probably put 6 foot on his dating app. It's a significant difference in height and reach. Look at it. It's a 6-inch reach advantage. 6 inches. And this dude is scrapping. Bro, Ty Miller throws like he has bad intentions. He throws with the intent to win the fight. And I like that. I like somebody who goes out there. He's not just kind of moving, going with it. You know, they always say, speed, just touch him, just touch him. Nah, man, Ty Miller wants to hurt you. And he wants to win the fight. Now, I've seen him get taken down, which can be a problem because Drago over here, minimal film, but he looks like the dirty boxing type who wants to take you down and make it ugly and let's go get in muddy water. And that's tough, right? But what I know is I don't think he'll be able to hold Ty Miller down. I don't. Ty Miller's young, athletic, strong, like strong as an ox. And I think Ty Miller is one of these guys who's just going to hurt. Like, people aren't going to want to fight him. If he can just figure out the rest of the skill set, he'll be straight. But if you had to believe in a guy to respect your coin at minus 220, I wouldn't parlay it. But I feel pretty good about it for $40. Another one, right? Where I'm just like, yo, give me Ty Miller to go out there and beat this dude's face in. I'll rep with Ty Miller. Shout out to Drago. He might be able to do something, but I don't think this matchup was made to get Drago into the UFC. I think this is about highlighting a young kid like Ty Miller who looks ready to scrap. I hope the moment's not too big for him and he can go fight. Okay. And then the main event, the one I'm probably least excited about, if you will. We have a 6'5" fighter. A 6'5". I can't even say his name. Buffaya, but his first name is wild, bro. It's like Elian Buffaya. Who knows, bro? France. His nickname is the Gorilla. The Gorilla from Manila. I don't know. But he knocks everybody out. I wouldn't say that he's a one strike artist by any means. He's just tall and hard to deal with. He's not a one strike knock you out type of dude. And then the other guy, Santana looks like he's ready for a barroom brawl. Like, he's going to move forward and he wants to scrap with you. Now, he doesn't have all these muscles up here like this. It's not quite that drastic when you see them. But 6'5", 6'2", the reach is significant. Trust me. I think what's important is when you're young in your career, in your fighting career like Santana is, you don't have enough training partners to emulate a left-handed fighter. And you don't have enough muscle memory in camp to get you ready for a left-handed fighter. It just doesn't work for you. So you end up circling the wrong way. You do things incorrectly because you're used to fighting orthodox fighters or right-handed fighters. So this is where I think being a southpaw will pay dividends for Buffaya. I think he'll be able to strike, kick, maintain distance, and just keep it clean and make it more technical and maybe become a sniper, if you will. And he should win this by knockout. He should. But Santana can go out there and make this thing ugly and just chin check you and see what it is, right? Like, let's figure it the fuck out. It's a scary fight. I would say the only bet I'm interested in this fight is probably not to go the distance. Let me double check what that is. Will this fight go the distance? No. And it's a minus 265. I love that. So minus 265, not to go the distance. I would probably go there. I understand that's pretty scary for some people. Don't do it. You don't need to, right? You don't need to. It's not the end of the world. Just keep it a simple 40 and walk away with 15. Get a combo meal. So that's a combo meal kind of fight. Parlay nothing. Enjoy the fights. If you parlay them, you won't be able to enjoy the night. Remember, MVPs. You become an MVP on YouTube. You become an MVP on Patreon. You need to connect your accounts. YouTube, it's really simple. You just go to Patreon. You just go to Discord, and you just hit connections, and you can connect. Really easy from YouTube. Patreon is the big one, and you got to go to Connected Apps. Connected Apps will not show up in the settings unless you're using the browser version of Patreon. So when you open up Patreon with the app, you're doing it wrong. You need to go into Safari, a laptop, a desktop, and you need to type in patreon.com. Go to the website, then hit settings, and then you'll see Connected Apps. Once you connect to the Discord server, you can use the app from that day forward and you'll be fine. It's that first initial connection. It takes just that extra step, and it stumps all the casual people who can't figure it out. And we don't worry about you. We're just letting you know you're not in the community. You're not with us on the Discord server. Shout out to you MVPs I'll see on the stage, all the regulars. I've seen you guys for 2 years, and I appreciate you. We are excited about the fights tonight. Remember, 7 p.m. Eastern. Pace yourself, MVPs. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.